Welcome. This is the Addison Public Library's Twitch channel. My name is Courtney, and this is Rachel. So we're doing something a little bit different than we've done before. Normally we talk a lot about books, but this time we're gonna talk about books. It's gonna be so good, and we didn't practice that. We're spilling some tea. We're gonna tell it like it's tea. So we have 4 books, and we're going to tell you the whole story of the whole books. So these are full spoilers. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers on any of these,
we'll see you next time.
Hey. But if you do, honestly, these books are super, super old, except for this one. So I guess just to preview, what we have in the docket is we have The Haunting of Hill House and Frankenstein. And I have The Phantom of the Opera.
And I also have Dracula.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Which is just such a lovely little... It looks like a journal.
Look how pretty this book is. And there's like gold pages.
Yeah.
It's like we have a fancy copy. We also have a not so fancy copy. But why would I show you that one when there's this one? Mm-hmm. So, once again, full spoilers as I tell the entirety of this story. I'm also going to rearrange some bits because that will make it better.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright, so you know the Paris Opera House.
Yes.
You know that it's haunted.
Sure, of course.
Yeah,
everything in Paris is
honestly.
haunted.
I mean, like,
they're just built on, like, catacombs.
Well, yeah, anything in Paris is definitely haunted, but also, like, every theater apparently is haunted. So,
theaters are always haunted.
There's like all these superstitions and stuff. So in particular, the ghost that haunts the Paris Opera House is like, and like people have seen it. Apparently, it's like so haunted that like people have seen it. Like the dancers have seen it. Like the stave or like this guy like Joseph. He's like the chief stage machinist. So he makes like everything go up and down and like does all the sets and stuff. He's seen it. So like people like know what this thing looks like. So it's supposed to be like really like figure of a guy, lots of black, like cloaked, supposed to be super ugly, like yellow skin, like a skeletal head, has like no eyes or nose. And then there's also reports of like a floating head on fire, like all this wild stuff.
Like Ghost Rider.
Like, yeah, a little bit, but like not like Fort Justice. You know? But even then. So apparently though, this ghost also has a penchant for blackmail.
Okay.
So the directors of the opera house a while ago got like a copy of their terms and conditions that the ghost had in red ink, had like added some addendums and these are like the things of like, you will do this, like this is our contract to the place. Yeah. And the requirements from the ghost are you keep box number 5 reserved for the ghost. And like the boxes are just like, you know, like the fancy seating. Yeah. So those are high ticket costs.
Yeah.
So they're like
losing money.
So they're losing money on that. So the ghost is like, box 5, it's mine.
Yeah.
Also, you pay me 20,000 francs a month.
What does the ghost need money for?
I don't know. Good questions.
For his cloaks.
For his cloaks. And, you know, for his head fuel for, you know, restarting that fire. I don't know, man. It's wild. So the old directors go on for some time. I
just an envelope with the cash?
So apparently there's, actually, good question. There's an attendant of the box. Her name is Madame Geary. She like takes care of that box, and apparently like she'll hear the ghost like give demands. She never has seen him, but she'll hear him, and he'll be like, "I need a footstool," or like whatever. And so every month the directors give her the envelope with all of the money in it, and she just puts it in the box.
Gotcha. And it goes away.
And it just goes away.
Okay. Is he ever like cheese platter?
Not really.
Just start asking for things.
Chocolates.
Yeah.
So the old directors are like, we're retiring? I don't know. They're just, it's wacky. And the new directors are coming in, and the old ones are like, hey, here's the list of demands, you know, and the new ones are just like, haha. Funny.
They're like, no, we're in modern times now. We don't do that.
That's not how it goes. So the new directors are like, no, really? It's like, no. And the new ones are just like, good prank, you know?
Yeah.
So while the new directors are settling in, that, like, stage mechanic that, like, who saw the ghost,
Yeah.
he turns up dead.
Oh,
no. Somebody discovers him hanging.
We needed him.
Yeah, somebody...
Institutional knowledge.
So somebody discovers him hanging downstairs, and when everybody runs down there to, like, see and everything, he's, like, laying on the floor. So, like, there were reports that he hung himself, but then there was no rope.
Yeah.
So that's weird. And then everybody's, like, talking about the ghost, and there's all this drama back and forth, and the new directors are like, shut up about the ghost. Like, you're just getting everybody scared. This is a stupid prank. We hate this.
Right.
Also, we're not reserving box 5 for a stupid prank. Like, so they sell it out. And whoever ends up going in that box to, like, watch the show, they're getting, like, harassed by some unknown voice that's just going, like, it's occupied, get out. Like, and they're because they're getting annoyed, they're causing a disturbance, which causes more things, and it's just stuff.
Leaving bad Yelp reviews.
Yeah, and, like, the new directors, too, are just like, this is some dumb prank. Oh, I know why. It's because the old guys want the box for themselves, and they're just trying to, like, they're, like, trying to harass us and haze us and whatever. So they reserved box 5 for the old directors, and when the old guys didn't show up, they were just like, what's up? And the old ones are like, dude, we can't go in there. Like, no. That's
the Phantoms.
Yeah. So the new directors, and they're also not paying, obviously. So then they get a new set of demands.
Okay.
So a letter, and it's like...
Is the attendant still attending?
Okay, so because they're getting so annoyed with everybody talking about the ghost, they're like, look, if you start talking about this ghost and you don't have proof that you've seen him or anything like that, you're getting fired. Like, we're done with this. So they talk to Madame Geary, the attendant, and she's like, yeah, I've talked to him. He's got a great voice. Like,
yeah,
he's super polite. Like, he treats me well. He tips me. It's pretty great. And she's like, yeah, sometimes he asks for, like, a footstool, and that's for, like, his lady friend, but I never see her either. I don't know. But, like, one time she left her fan, and I, like, left it back in the box, and he, like, gave me a box of chocolates for that. That was pretty cool. And they're just, like, proven. She's like, how? Yeah. So they're like, you're fired. And she goes, what?
Okay.
So they fire the attendant.
Okay.
So now they get this whole list of demands from the ghost, the phantom. And, you know, as you can be surprised, box 5 is mine. Pay me money. Rehire my friend. Rehire Madame Geary. And also, I want Christine to sing the main part on the next show.
Oh, now he's...
Yeah, now he's like, I'm casting rights. And they're just like, no.
Do they know Christine? Are they like...
So we'll get into Christine in a second, because who is this Christine person? So Christine is like, she's not very well known, but when on the old director's last show, the person who was playing the lead got sick, and Christine was like her understudy. Okay. And she had just like this knockout performance, and like, so everybody really was just like, who is this girl?
So she's up and coming,
but also like the what's her name, Carlotta was the one who like had the role to begin with. So with now these demands from the ghost, now the directors and also Carlotta are like, this is all like a controversy to get like, you know, to get Christina on the stage, and like, no. So show goes on, box 5 is filled, the directors sit in the box this time because they're like, bring it on, we're going to prove that nothing happened. They didn't pay. They not only did not rehire Madame Geary, but they hired a replacement for Madame Geary. And Carlotta's the one who's on the stage singing the main parts. While this is happening, while she is singing in the middle of her performance, like, she makes this sound like a croak, and everyone's just like, that should never happen. Like, this woman
voice.
is a prophet. Like, it just kind of like drops and croaks and stuff. And it's like, people are like, Nobody could possibly have done that. Like, or she is such a professional.
Yeah.
There's no way she could have done that. Somebody sabotaged her.
Yeah.
And then, so everyone's like shock horror that happened, which apparently we're allowed to be incredibly outraged when somebody like drops a note.
Yeah.
But hey, here we are, Paris Opera House. So everyone is outraged for her, and it's all scandal. And then the chandelier drops and crushes and kills one person.
Like in the audience?
No, it's Madame Geary's replacement.
Okay. Seems targeted.
Seems targeted. So the directors are like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And they now have a lot of drama to happen. So who is this Christine girl?
Yeah. Who's Christine?
Who is Christine?
What does she got?
So it turns out Christine has a lot of drama.
Okay.
All right, so Christine had that chance to sing,
Yeah.
and she sang so well, and she like kind of like poured out everything she had. And after that performance, everyone's just like, whoa, and they want to know who this girl is. But she poured out so much of herself that she like started to faint, so she was like whisked away to her dressing room. In the audience was a childhood friend of hers that she has not seen in some time.
Okay.
But who was like, he's like, oh, Christine, I love her. Like, I've not talked to her in a decade. I'm in love with this woman.
Of course.
And he's like, I must go to her. Look at her. She's being faked. So he runs to her and like pushes his way through these crowds. And when she like kind of like comes to, he's like hovering over her. His name is Raoul. He's a Viscount. So we got an ability.
Is he cute?
Apparently he's cute.
Okay.
Apparently he's cute. And he's like, Christine, it's me. That boy who, you know, rescued your scarf from the water that one time when we were kids. And she's like, blink, blink. Who?
No. Jean-Luc.
Like, what? So he's just like a little taken aback. And she kind of looks around, sees that her room's like full of people. And she's like, everybody leave.
Yeah.
Like, everybody go, get out of here. So she shoos everyone from her dressing room. And Raoul, he leaves. But he lingers.
Yeah.
Because he's like, she's pretending not to know me because clearly I'm in love with her, so she has to be in love with me. So I'm going to linger because I expect that she's going to be like, Raoul, now you can come in when nobody knows. And then we're going to... That does not happen. Instead, he's like hovering outside her dressing room and he hears a man's voice in her dressing room telling her that he loves her. And Christine says that you have my soul back to that guy. Okay. So Raoul is like, she's my woman. So he waits until Christine leaves and immediately runs into the dressing room to fight this guy.
Yeah.
Because that's how we solve problems, apparently.
Right.
And no one's there.
Okay.
Spooky.
Okay.
After this, Christine, like, drops off the face of the planet. She cancels all of her performances. Like, everyone is clamoring for this girl. And she's just like, nope. Won't do it. So everyone's just like, oh, she's scared of being famous. She's scared of success. Poor thing. Sweet thing. And nobody's talking about it. Raoul is sending her so many letters. And no responses on any of those. Until finally she writes back and she goes like, okay, so I pretended not to recognize you. I actually did remember you and I did recognize you. Mm-hmm. Meet me at the village where we met when we were kids out in Normandy.
Okay.
So he goes and he's like, haha, Christine. So they meet up there and she's like, hey, you remember when we were kids, like, they used to tell us fairy tales and stories and stuff, and we'd love them, and, like, my favorite one was about, like, the angel of music. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you know how, like, my dad was, like, a famous musician, and, like, your dad, like, kind of discovered him, and that's how we kind of became friends and stuff.
Gotcha.
She's like, when my dad died, he said that he would send back an angel of music to me, to, like, guide me as a thing. And she's like, you know, I kind of just thought it was like a nice little like gesture thing, and like I know you love that's it, but she's like, but he actually did. He sent me an angel of music, and like he's been helping me, you know. And Raoul's like, you know, if you don't like me, you can just say so.
Yeah.
and so she's like all mad that he doesn't believe her.
Yeah.
So she runs away, And they're both staying at the same inn, different rooms.
Okay.
He hears that night that she sneaks, like she quietly leaves and she gets the key from the landowner to like leave the room or the house.
Yeah.
So that she can get back in. And he's like, I gotta follow her, but I don't want this lady to know that I'm following her. So he sneaks out the window and follows her to the cemetery where her dad's grave is.
Okay.
And at midnight, she raises her arms, and all of a sudden, like this beautiful music plays, and it's like the music that like her dad used to play. And he's like, she's obviously like my angel, you know.
Yeah.
And Raul's like, who is that? So he sees a figure.
Yeah.
Who, after the music stops, that figure is running away. So he chases that guy, and like grabs him and turns around. They like run into a church. He grabs him, turns around, and like full, like it is a skeleton face of fire. Okay. And Raul just like passes out. Like he's just like, nope. Faints dead away, and they find him in the morning. Christine disappears.
Okay.
After this, she's gone for like weeks. Nobody knows where she is.
This is kind of her MO, huh?
And it's not the first time, and it's definitely not the last time. So this is like after the chandelier fell. So now, So we're at the point where the chandelier happened. She did perform. She wasn't the main thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great performance for her.
Okay.
The chandelier falls. Christine goes missing for weeks.
Yeah.
And no one seems to care. Except for Raul. He's very concerned.
Yeah.
But like the directors definitely have some things on their mind of what's going on, but also they're just like, she's sick, I don't know, like not important.
Yeah.
You know, like this prank has gone too far, people have died, and also all this drama, we're being blackmailed by this guy who says he's a ghost. Like this is awful. Like, and also it's like, is this actually a ghost, is it not? Like you keep on seeing them like appear in different places that don't make sense. So like everybody's all wacky. So Raul's like keeps on writing letters and stuff, and he's like, they're going nowhere. He goes to talk to like the woman that Christine stays with, and that woman's like, oh, she's with her angel of music. He's been teaching her lessons. That's where she is. And he's just like, you're crazy. Right? And that lady also is like, oh, well, actually, Raul, she likes you a lot. Like a lot. She talks about you all the time. It's too bad that the angel of music said that she's not allowed to marry anyone.
Uh-oh.
So, too bad. You know, and he's just
sorry,
like, lady, you're nuts. So, one day, Raul gets a letter from Christine inviting him to a masquerade ball and telling him what to dress as so she can find him. So he goes, and she does. She finds him, and she pulls him into, like, a secret place. And she's just like... and while that's going on, he spots the ghost, like the phantom, and he's like, I'm gonna get the guy. Like, that's the guy. I'm gonna get that guy. And Christine's like, no, if you love me the way that I love you, you won't do this. And he's just like, I'm gonna what? So she distracts him with that, and he also calls her on it, and he's just like, what's going on? Who do you love, me or the angel? And she's like, it's not fair. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. So she kind of like foodles away, and he follows her back to her dressing room. And he like snoops the dressing room again and sees her in her dressing room, like talking to the mirror as she goes, oh, poor Eric. Now we have a name. Eric. Okay. So he hears her go, poor Eric, and then she walks into and through the mirror and disappears.
Okay.
And he's like, I'll never see her again. Like, she's gone.
No one's gonna believe me.
So the next day she shows up and she's got a ring on her finger. And he's like, what's that? And she's like, oh, it was just a gift. He's
Don't
like,
worry about it.
like a wedding ring. She's like, no, it's a promise. And like, no, it's.
Okay.
So they're meeting, and he's like, look, I'm gonna join an expedition to the North Pole.
Oh, with Walton?
Maybe for that. This guy's making choices. He's like, look, I'm gonna join an expedition for the North Pole in 3 weeks. I'm gonna leave. I don't know if I'm gonna survive. And she's like, I don't know if I'm going to survive either. Does not question it.
She's like,
yeah, I also think I'm going to die.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, like, well, and he's just like, okay. But she's like, I do love you. I'm not allowed to marry you. But we can be secretly engaged. And he's like,
Christine.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. I like this. It's a good call. So they start dating.
Oh my gosh, the French.
So they start dating, but really, really badly.
Yeah.
It's because they like are dating in the opera, in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Where, you know, like the ghost is all the time, and where your angel of music can hear you all the time. Like, so he's gonna know, you know, and like, no, we've made the connection, right? That the ghost is also the angel of music.
Yeah.
Christine thoroughly does not believe that.
So
like at some point.
She's like, I've got an angel of music.
And there just so happens to be a ghost.
I have a ghost, and I have Raoul.
Right. So, but she's also acting really cagey and weird.
Yeah.
So, at one point, she grabs Raoul and takes him up to the balcony because she's like, he can't hear us here.
Okay. Sure. How close is that to box 5?
Sure. And it's not. But she's like on the balcony, and she's like, I need to tell you everything that happened during that time frame where I was gone for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The angel, she's like, I'm going to call him the voice, because if I say his name or anything like that, he's going to hear me and he's going to come. Okay. So we're going to call him the voice. She's like, after the chandelier fell, I went to my dressing room, and all of a sudden it was like a skeletal hand pulled me through, and like it was like I was beckoned, and then I was like in like the underground catacombsy thing. There was this guy there. He took off his mask. He was horrendous. I passed out.
Okay.
And when I woke up, this guy was like attending me, and his voice was my angel.
Okay.
And he like took me, and we crossed like this underwater lake. And he took me to this like den house thing underground. And he's just like,
sounds romantic.
He is so romantic, and he's like, you can't leave. And she's like, oh no. You're super ugly and it's scary. And he's like, I love you. And she's like, ah! And he gets all mad, and he's like, I've been writing this like masterpiece of music and show and whatever. And he's like, nothing like that paltry opera nonsense. And she's just like insulted. But he's all mad that she doesn't love her and that she thinks that he's ugly. So he goes to pout. And while he's pouting, she like looks over the music. She's like, "Oh man, this is actually really good. This is really good." And also, he does have like a really good voice. And every time he sings, I'm kind of into it. You know, like, I don't know. But she's like, I'm in love with Raoul.
Yeah.
And also, I don't really like being trapped here. It's not cool. What if I manipulate him a little bit?
Okay.
So she goes into his room where he's like playing on the organ, and she's just like, honestly, organ, not sure how you got it down here, but I can get it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And she's just like, you're amazing, you're a genius, this is awesome and stuff. So he kind of comes around, but they're both like playing the manipulation game, and he's like, I'll release you in 5 days. Anyway, 2 weeks later.
Gotcha.
By this time, she's like, 1, my angel of music is an actual literal dude, and he's not sane.
Yeah.
2, his voice is really good and I still like it, and he definitely has like an influence over me. I'm kind of okay with it, but not. I don't know. It's weird. 3, my angel of music is also the Phantom of the Opera. And is causing problems for everybody.
Yeah.
But so he releases her on the stipulation that he will visit, or she will visit him every so often.
Okay.
So that's where the whole like, poor Eric, because his name is Eric, poor Eric through the mirror, she went to go visit him then. So she's telling this all to Raoul on the balcony.
Yeah.
Guess who's listening?
Of course he is.
Of course he is. So they get spooked because she's like, no, he's super ugly and I hate him. And that's where the Phantom's like, man, he just like cries and screams. So they run from there. While they're running, because they're being chased now, because she's like, this guy will kill us.
Yeah.
Like, he'll kill us. Both of us.
Yeah.
100%. Like, he will do it. He's killed. He will kill.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Yeah.
So they're running, and they get, like, diverted by this random guy who shows up that's, like, from Persia, who's like, go this way. And they're just like, okay. So they go into her dressing room, because she's like, he promised he'll never listen into the dressing room again. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And that's where she's like, we should elope. And Raul's like, okay, let's go now. And she's like, no, it would be too mean to Eric.
Who is trying to kill us.
Who is trying to kill us. He'd be so sad he'd die. And Raul's like, okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And she's like, no.
Solves our problem.
And he's like, okay, tomorrow then. And she's like, okay, yeah, tomorrow. But I'm totally going to lose my nerve. And he has influence over me. So make sure that you force me to go. And he's like,
Christine.
Bad. Right. So Raul goes home and he goes to bed. And he wakes up in the middle of the night and there's like these two glowing eyes at the foot of his bed. And he like lights a light and there's nobody there. Yeah. And he's just like, what? So he like turns off the light and whatever. And then like the glowing eyes and he like grabs his gun and he shoots. And when everybody like comes in and he's like, the ghost was here, like this guy was here, and they're just like, well, there's blood on the floor, interesting, but nobody's here. You must have shot a cat, like whatever. Sure. And he's just like, no, it's this. And everybody's like, you're crazy. And his older brother is just like, get out of your head, like get over this. You're like swooning over this girl who your secret engagement was super not secret because now it's in the society papers.
Yes.
Like, and we're nobility and you're going after a no-name singer. Yeah. Get over yourself. And you're making up all this stuff. So they all think he's nuts.
Yeah.
So he goes to then, get Christine the next day.
Yeah.
And Christine has this one big performance. And she got the lead role, just like the Phantom wanted, because the directors are now very much worried. So she got the lead role and she's doing the big performance and like the climax of the thing, and she's like on like a pulley system or whatever, like an angel, something like they like raise her up while she's singing like the climax note and whatever, and as soon as she hits it and stuff, the lights turn off and Christine goes missing again.
Just
scooped her.
Scoops her.
Everyone's just like, oh no, she got kidnapped. So everyone's running around. There's an investigator who like was there so fast. And he's like, we're going up to, and everyone's like running to the directors. And the directors do not seem to care at all. Like there is something going on with the directors. Like at most they're just like, hey, you got a safety pin? And somebody's like, yeah, but like Christina, like, the ghost took Christine and they're like, good for her. And he like closes the door.
What are they working on?
I don't know. And then like the inspector's like gets over there and like goes knock, knock, knock. Hey, I need to talk to you. They're like, yeah, sure. Here's the safety pin. Close the door. So it turns out with what was going on with them was that they paid the Phantom. They got Madame Geary back. Okay. They paid the Phantom. They put the money in the envelope, right? Yeah. And nothing seemed to happen. The envelope was still there after some time. But when they opened it up again, it was full of fake money.
Okay.
And they were like, someone is robbing us. So they got Madame Geary and they're like, how does this work? Like, figure it out. And she's like, well, he's super cool. And he also promised me to like make my daughter an empress. And they're like, what? Okay. And she's like, yeah, he pays me like 10 francs and all this stuff. And they're like, well, this envelope had 20,000 francs. And she's like, what? She had no clue.
She didn't know.
No, she didn't. But she's like, okay, so how it works is that like you would give me the envelope and the ghost would give me another one. I would put the one the ghost gave me into the box and I would slip the one with the real money into that one of the director's pockets. Okay. And then the ghost would pickpocket that pocket. Okay. So what that did then was like bring this whole suspicion between the two directors of like, well, you're actually scamming me. Yeah. Type of a thing. Yeah. So they were like, okay, we're going to prove it. We're going to tape the envelope. We're going to safety pin it to the inside of your pocket.
Okay.
And they're like, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's when all this stuff is happening with Christine disappears.
So they're working on their own little heist
They're working on their own little heist project. And does the envelope go missing and the safety pin is still there? Yes.
Of course.
So they're like extra confused.
Yeah.
So eventually, like the inspector's like, hey, she's missing. And they're like, what?
Like, oh, again?
Yeah.
For real
So
this time?
while all this hubbub is going on, that the guy from Persia grabs Raul and he's like, I know what's going on. I know who this guy is. I know who Eric is. Like, we have history.
Okay.
He kidnapped Christine. I saw him do it. We're gonna go get him. So Raul's like, let's go. So they find out that there's like all these like hidden passageways throughout the entire thing, because apparently Eric, he was born in France, but he like stuff happened. He real ugly, so he didn't get along well with anybody. So he moved to like Persia and he became like an illusionist and like was actually like I think an assassin, and also like was very famous for illusions, but also like making torture chambers and stuff and all this wild stuff. Okay. So he like was connected with like the Shahs and sheiks and stuff, and like they didn't like him very much. So he left, went back to Paris, and was involved with building the Paris Opera House.
Sure.
So with doing that, he created all these little passageways and stuff. And the Persian man was leading Raul through all this stuff and explaining these things. And they're seeing like a spot where like, oh, that's where like the machinist died. And they find like the cord that would have killed him. Yeah. And they're like, the Phantom did it. You know, like, oh, now we have evidence on here.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So they get to a point where where the Persian man is explaining like, okay, there's different ways to get in there. There's like this lake that we could go over, and Raul's like, let's go there. He's like, no, there's a siren in there. It's a trap.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's like, we'll go this other way. So they go that other way, and it turns out that leads into a torture chamber, and Eric traps them in there. And it's like made out of mirrors and like some sort of thing where it's like there's like a light and mirrors, and it gets really hot, and it makes you feel like you're like in the desert, and all this wild stuff. It like messes with your head. Yeah. And there's like a steel tree in the middle of it, so that if you decide to, you know, end it, you could. So they're stuck in there, and while they're dealing with that whole situation, they hear Christine on the other side of the wall, and they're like, save us. And she's like, can't. He said I can't touch the keys.
Sure.
And they're like, but what if he did? And she's like, he would kill me. So at one point, like, Eric like goes to answer the door. I don't know. It's weird. There was a doorbell. He answered it.
Sure.
And that's where she's like, I'm gonna steal the keys. So she steals the keys. She goes to try and escape, or like to save them, but Eric catches her. Okay. And tells them, well, so he catches her, and there's that. While that's all happening, they find that there's actually a way out. Okay. So they find that there's a trapdoor underneath, and underneath is like a whole chamber full of powders of gunpowder. Because Eric's not planning to just kill them. He is planning to blow the whole place up.
Sure.
Right. So they're like, uh-oh, this complicates things. And, all right, we need to play this well. So they go back into the torture chamber just as Eric brings Christina around, and he's like, you get two choices. There's two levers here. This one over here, if you turn it, everyone dies. And that's the one if you don't love me and you don't want to live with me. But if you do want to live with me and love me forever, you can turn this one and no one will die.
But what will happen?
Yeah, so they're just like, it's very possible that the boom will go boom if you do either one of those.
Yeah.
So she's caught in a very horrible spot, because she's like, if I don't answer, he'll make everyone go boom.
Yeah. But also, I might be the cause of it.
Right. So she does turn the one where she says that she will live with him and love him and marry him. And that opens up the river and floods up the area with all the gunpowder.
Okay.
And then continues to flood up
Yeah.
into where Raoul and the Persian man are.
Yeah.
And she like begs the Phantom to like, I will stay with you. I promise I will sacrifice myself. Like, please save them. This apparently so moved the Phantom that he does rescue them.
Okay.
And he, like, for her self-sacrifice, and clearly she loves her so much,
Yeah.
or she loves him so much.
Yeah.
So the Phantom, Eric, takes off his mask, kisses her on the forehead, and which causes her to cry.
She's like, ugh.
But he sees that as her love for him.
Okay.
And he's like, nobody has ever given me such a kindness to allow me to kiss them on their forehead, not even my own mother. And he's like, clearly you must love me, and I also see though that you love Raoul more, and my heart is moved, and I can't bear to live in this world without you. However, clearly you won't be happy, so I will let you all go, with the stipulation that you take that ring that I gave you and you put it on my body when you find out that I'm dead, and you bury it with me. And she's like, okie dokie. So he lets them go. His body is found later, and she, follows through with this. The thing though is that nobody believes that he's real.
What do you mean?
Like, nobody believes that the ghost is real, that like there was a guy doing all of this stuff. They very much the only person who like believes it is actually the guy who is like compiling a research thing on this, trying to make a thing. So this is very much done in like reports.
Yeah.
Like, I have done all this research, and this is from this person's account, this person's account, all this other stuff. Raoul and Christine live happily ever after, having moved north, where everyone thinks that they died, because they just disappeared one day, and after this they disappeared. So they were like, I don't know. Also, Raoul's brother dies because he went to go and rescue Raoul, but he went through the lake. Where the siren was.
Yeah.
But the Phantom was like, no, I didn't kill him. He died accidentally, I guess. I don't know. That was weird.
It was unrelated.
Yeah, unrelated. But also your brother's dead. Sorry, Ben. But yeah, and they lived happily ever after, having now been traumatized.
Yeah.
But together.
What a life.
What a life. And that's the Phantom of the Opera. Whew. Good times.
Yeah.
Wild story. Absolutely convoluted.
Yeah.
This woman goes missing so many times.
Yeah.
And like, people don't seem to care except for Raoul.
I did watch the musical as like a teenager.
Yeah.
The Gerard Butler one.
Yes.
And it was confusing then too, and maybe it just was confusing.
It is. I have seen the original like silent movie.
Yeah.
And that was confusing. The show is confusing, though the music is great. Mm-hmm. The book is confusing.
Yeah. And it endures somehow.
And yet it endures.
People have a creepy guy.
Yeah.
In Paris.
Has the soundtrack been going through my head for days?
Yeah.
Yes, it has been. So,
right.
That's the Phantom of the Opera. So thank you for joining us. I think we'll see you next time. All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.